So one of the things we talk about when it comes to the Bud Light situation is ESG, right? ESG is getting tossed around everywhere. Some people know what it means. Most people probably don't know what it means or how it affects certain companies and their decisions to do certain advertisements, sponsorships, partnerships, whatever. But that whole term ESG and CEI gets thrown out there for a lot of people to kind of just take in, but they don't really have a true understanding on it. However, the ESG scores and the whole CEI stuff is the reason why these CEOs apparently coming out now and saying that they are forced into doing this and creating this kind of Dylan Mulvaney deal system where they have to make sponsorships and deals with certain personalities in order to maintain those ESG scores so they could get maximum amounts of money from that particular sector. Now, with that being said, the New York Post has an article that says go woke or lose bonuses. CEOs are forced into Dylan Mulvaney deal system. We're going to get into this article, guys, but of course, before we do, just consider giving this video a like so you can push us out into the YouTube algorithm and consider subscribing because we're on our way to 19,000 subscribers. It says woke three-letter alphabet soup policies like ESG and CEI, which are supposedly based on ethical investing and are why major American corporations are handing out lucrative endorsements to fringe celebrities like transgender performer Dylan Mulvaney, sounds wonky. Thank God somebody's actually writing with some honesty here. It took forever, but here we go. It says, but one corporate analyst gave a succinct summation you can think about ESG as an attempt to sort of bring critical race theory to the private sector, said Allison Taylor, executive director of ethical systems at New York University. These jobs, I really think they're fake, man. Director of ethical systems, like what does that what does that even mean? What is the director of ethical systems? Like, jeez, man. They really need to find a reason to give people who have liberal degrees or liberal studies degrees, whatever the hell they call them, jobs. Like, they need to give them jobs somehow, some way. So they made up these fake ass jobs like diversity, equity, and inclusion officer to give to these kind of people because again, they have to hire them so they could keep spending money on college system, which is just one of the biggest crooked systems currently available in the United States of America. But still, I just think it's hilarious. Like ethical systems, again, retarded. So it says, unlike some universities and high schools where parents and administrators have fought back against critical race theory being embedded in the curriculum, America's big corporations aren't necessarily as eager to sign onto the LGBTQ plus climate or anti-racist policies as you might think, despite the recent rash of endorsements by Nike, Bud Light, and Kate Spade of transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney. Can I give a shout out real quick? I did it in my last video. I'm going to do it again. Shout out to Dylan Mulvaney, man, for grifting on women that are allowing him to grift. It is absolutely incredible to see someone take so many opportunities away from women who are so willing to give it up just so they can look progressive. And he's taking all the fucking money while you do that. While you sit at home and defend his ass and say, oh yeah, he's really a woman, he's taking all those opportunities away from you. So shout out to Dylan Mulvaney, man. You are a rising star for sure, to quote Ryan Roger Athay. It says the most controversial of those by Bud Light has wiped $5 billion, ouch, off parent company Anheuser-Busch's value since March 31st as it deals with the fallout from conservative, here we go again with this conservative bullshit, over its brand endorsement of the 26-year-old transgender TikTok and Instagram fake star. It's not a conservative boycott anymore. It is a global boycott now at this point. So stop naming it as a conservative boycott because it's not that anymore. The Post revealed Saturday how companies strive to receive a perfect corporate equality index score from the pro-LGBTQ plus lobbying group, the Human Rights Campaign, to comply with progressive policies espoused by the world's biggest asset funds, pushing them into branding deals like the one with Mulvaney. Well, you also have companies like Glad, too, that do the same exact thing. All these corporations are strictly there just to give money that they're paid to with private hedge funds. They give out this money to these corporations as long as they push the message. The message is their biggest currency for them. So as long as you appease them and push that message, then yes, they absolutely will give you the money. And listen, that's the only reason why these corporations do it. I want to be very clear. These companies don't care about the movement. They don't care about LGBTQ people. They don't care about straight people. They only care about the bottom line, the dollar. That's all they care about. So if you have a company coming in and promising to give you hundreds of millions of dollars if you push this message, what do you think this corporation is going to do? They're going to 1,000% push whatever fucking message they are told to push to get that money. It says, but American corporations are being strong armed into policies that they don't always agree with by influential nonprofit activist groups acting in concert with powerful fund managers, according to Republican presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy and other opponents. They named BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street Corp, which each own up to 5% of most major U.S. companies, as the ones doing the strong arming, which Ramaswamy called a protection racket. BlackRock CEO Larry Fink, among others, have mentioned by ESG opponents as instrumental in the pressure campaigns, which they say are not in the interest of the companies or the pension fund members whose savings Fink and others invest. Yeah, but that's the thing. They're never for the actual companies themselves. They don't care if the company makes money or loses money from the ads. Like, if you make an ad with Dylan Mulvaney and you lose millions or billions of dollars, they don't care. They're going to pay you whatever they agreed to pay you, and you're going to take it like a good dog and run away. That's what they know you're going to do as a corporation. And these corporations don't deserve any mercy for doing so. If they're going to bow to ESG scores and CEI scores, they deserve to get roasted for it as much as possible in the public eye. It says the big asset companies like BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street are shareholders of almost every Fortune 500 company, and if they vote for a policy, CEOs who do not comply open themselves up to potential legal issues because it could look as if they are not acting in the best interest of shareholders, several anti-ESG analysts told the Post. It's a protection racket, Ramaswamy told the Post Wednesday. If company executives don't go along with it, they could see their compensation cut or their bonuses disappear and the chance of further investment from the big three funds go away. So it's literally like almost a form of blackmail in the sense that they're holding this over you. So they're trying to say, if you don't do what we say, we're not gonna fire you because obviously that's gonna be a bad look. We're just gonna cut your money. We're gonna cut your money to the point where you're gonna be underpaid for this position compared to others just like it, and you need to do what we say. Essentially, we are the ones that run everything. You need to do what we say. It says Ramaswamy was an executive chairman of his anti-woke asset management firm Strive. He wrote letters to the board of Apple and Chevron recommending that they decline to adopt ESG agendas which involve racial equity and climate policies. He called the agendas a farce and said that they would not benefit shareholders, which is true. It doesn't. Because if you get paid, let's say $500 million by ESG, right? But you lose $5 billion. Was it worth it? Was it truly worth it? No. We see it happen all the time. All these TV shows getting canceled, movies getting canceled. You got writers on strike. You got actors on strike because they're all trying to make money. It's just crazy what is going on right now. The news is wild in the entertainment sector and overall. So again, it's not worth it. So I don't know how much money they're paying. They must be paying billions. ESG must be paying billions to these corporations in order for them to want to risk losing billions. It doesn't make any sense otherwise. And again, I know not every company loses money when they go woke, but 95% of them do, and it's a massive amount of money they lose. It says each company appeared to agree with Ramaswamy's advice, he said, but then walked their plans back and ended up voting in favor of the ESG proposals under pressure from the activists who pushed them. Yeah, no shocker. The sequence of events about their boards agreeing but then reversing course was not in relation to my letters, explained Ramaswamy, whose new book on the topic, Capitalistic Punishment, How Wall Street is Using Your Money to Create a Country You Didn't Vote For, comes out on April 25th. It was in relation to the shareholder proposals put up by the nonprofit organizations. The boards initially opposed them until BlackRock and State Street supported them and voted in favor of them, after which Apple and Chevron each shifted course. Disney, too, first balked at getting involved in the Governor Ron DeSantis Don't Say Gay controversy, Florida, but then went ahead and got on board to fight it. Gee, I wonder why. Why was that? And I always found that funny, that Disney tried to stay neutral in the beginning, but then at some point in time, they decided to go full steam ahead. They went crazy. They went absolutely insane with it, and it's not because of the way that they felt about the bill. It's because money was presented to them, and they wouldn't say no. It's guaranteed. So they tried to fight the neutrality of the bill initially, and then they went full steam ahead with the gay shit and the LGBTQ nonsense simply because they were paid to. It's almost guaranteed at this point that Disney has a massive amounts of ESG money coming in because they have so much control over the youth right now with their content, and that's why we need people to stay away from Disney Plus more and more and more as time goes on. But these corporations are never going to learn. They're down to lose money because they're gaining money on the back end with ESG, and honestly, we need to see where the money is coming to from ESG. How are they getting their money? Who are these fund managers pitching money to the ESG so that they could push a message about trans, about LGBTQ, about all this stuff? Who are they? Time will tell. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. And if you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.